Coming in today, I saw Saturday John. Haven't seen him in a while. He's one of the two older prospectors. They used to prospect as soon as you start into San Gabriel, East Fork. They were like the meeters and greeters, real nice guys. One of them, he's in here today. He's on a cane now. And the other one, I don't think he can make it anymore. I don't even know if he's still around. I haven't seen him in a few years. But I'll past Kenny, Derek, and a couple, boyfriend and girlfriend back here. We're looking for something. I showed it to them. But I have some friends doing a through hike of this canyon. They started Friday night. They were going to try to hike down to Mine Gulch, and then the next day they were going to try to make it to Fish Fork is the plan. And I told them I may meet them at Fish Fork. I'm already at Iron. The day is only a third into it, so I might go for it. I don't know, unless I find something very interesting between here and there where I can set up camp. I brought a hammock today, full hammock setup. Someone left a tent here. They leave tents everywhere. Okay, this is a 4th season tarp. Got a guy out here, there. You have doors. Now the doors, you can do this. Oh, this is a mixture. This is a mixture of a decade's worth of finding what works. A little bit out of this website, a little bit out of this website. Got some whoopee strings. Got these hammock straps, Dutch wear buckles. I just got that shiggity shig type knot there. Now I can unclip this and I can bring it back here and clip it to this. This is my door. Now inside here, get the Hennessy Hammock Hyperlight. I got the Jacks Are Better underquilt. I have the Hammock Gear Overquilt Burrow, both 20 degrees. The Burrow, I have 3 extra ounces of stuffing in it. And then this is something I'll show you tomorrow without the tarp. This is something Hennessy came out with. I'll explain that in a minute. It's got a billow on it. Those of you who have been hammock camping for years, Hennessy comes out. The head of my tarp hammock's going to be up here. Now I could, if it gets super windy, or if there were going to be snow, grab this one too. Foot closed over. This is just some cord I found on the ground. That's the river over there. And some bedrock. This is Fish Fork. So I have the head, I have guided out both sides. Here's what it looks like. Now that is flapping in the wind, but when I bring that other one over across, it will not. Right now it's catching wind. But the Santa Ana winds have been blowing through here. They said not last night, but the night before it was howling. Took down a bunch of trees downriver. But I have the 20-degree underquilt, 20-degree overquilt with 3 extra ounces of stuffing. So it's probably down to about 15. It's a really warm quilt. I've been walking in water all day, so I'm not going to sleep in these pants. I'll take these pants off. I did bring thermals, and I did bring some really thick socks. So I'm going to be blocked by the wind. Now that billow type, that thing on the top, that's for when it gets cold. You can put that on there. It has a billow, so you don't get any condensation. I would say easily 5, 7, maybe 10 degrees more warmth with that on. Now Hennessy over the years, Hennessy, for those of you who been hammock camping for a long time, you know Hennessy was one of the pioneers in hammock camping, and they came out with some stuff and marketed some stuff, and I bought some stuff, and it didn't work. For example, people wanted to try to get away without using the pad, because the pad slips around. It's not that comfortable. It just doesn't work that great. So they invented this piece that goes underneath, silk nylon, with a piece of foam that had little things on it. Some of you know what I'm talking about, to come out, peg on each side. And then they had like the windshield sun blocker, a custom piece made that sat in there. Now that piece, that bottom piece, was the 4th season shelter, 4th season kit, conversion kit. That's sold for $125. It didn't work at all. It would take you down to about 60 degrees. After that, you were feeling it on your back. It just didn't work. So everybody went back to the quilts. went back to the pads. And then hammock sort of faded out for a while. And then the invention of the underquilt came into place. And jacks are better quickly took the market by storm on that, thanks to Shugster. But it works. It works great. I've never had a bad night's sleep with that jacks are better. And it's 20 degree, but it works. And then the overquilt, rather than sleeping bag, because you're in that sleeping bag, since you're in a slant, it tends to slide. You gotta pull yourself back up. Now, there was a Clark's hammock, Clark's jungle hammock, crazy cool hammock, great hammock, but it was about 6 pounds, and it was about $600, $300 to $600, according to which one you got. So hardly anybody was able to get them. They were just out of the price range, most people, me for sure. But they had a handle up at the top, so you could reach up and grab that handle and pull yourself back into place, which is pretty cool. And they had spreader bars, which is pretty cool. But all that stuff adds weight. So then somebody came up with the overquilt. It just snaps at the bottom. They figured the loft on your sleeping bag is lost anyway in a hammock. You're smashing down. Those of you who slept in the hammock with a sleeping bag, you know it. Your back is cold. That's because the loft gets smashed. That's why the underquilt does not get smashed. It's outside. So with the overquilt, you don't need the back, just the foot box, and then you pull it up and snap around your neck, and it's a great setup. So if you're getting into hammock camping, I mean, you save yourself a lot of money by buying right the first time. And to buy right, you got to watch the videos, do the research, talk to people who have had them. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. If I can't answer them, I probably can, but if I can't answer them, I'll find one of Shugster videos that talks about whatever the question is that you've got. He's the hammock king. He's up in Minnesota. He took one down to minus, I want to say 30. I don't know, but his eyebrows and his eyelashes were frozen, and he did it in a hammock. He broke his record a couple years ago. But as you can see about the wind, used to do a hammocking whenever I came here between that tree, which was over there, and this tree, which was perfect, and now it's gone. So now you are left with this tree, or this tree, or those. But those, I've taken those before. Your tarp's going down into the bushes. This is about your best option in Fish Fork nowadays. These two. So I've talked enough about hammocks. Oh, by the way, Dutch gear. As a guy, I forget what state he's in, but he started out just doing stuff like these in titanium. Titanium got big, and then he went into hammocks, and then he went to overquilts, underquilts. I think he had underquilts too. And now he bought out Clark Jungle Hammock. So now Clark Jungle Hammock is Dutch owns that. So he's got the monopoly on a bunch of stuff. He's a cool guy though. Reasonable prices, good quality gear. Brought in some peppers and a chili. And this is leftover from a meetup. I use it to carry cooking oil in. It works great. And of course my lemonade. Fresh orange. I think it's off my dad's tree. Some bread. My brother brought some bread over for Thanksgiving. Took a piece of it with me. Peppers. They're not hot dogs. Brats. Yeah, the brats. 2 kinds of peppers, chili, brats, onions, garlic. On a sesame seeds bun. You're gonna have some coffee. And while that's cooking, I'm gonna slow cook that. This is a very special stove. to me. This MSR WinPro was one of my first stoves, and one year my younger brother and my older brother were going backpacking at the Sierras, and he wanted to borrow a stove. I gave him that stove. That was in his position for 6, 8, maybe more years. And I borrowed it back one time, and I haven't got it back to him yet, but he rarely backpacks. He's a teacher, so he has no extra time. And my older brother, he's got a lot going on with his family, and just things aren't what they used to be. But I'm going to get that stove back to him. It's great. You got this total wind block. Keep all the heat coming up. Big fuel, lasts you all weekend easy. Fits inside that. Or the stove can fit inside. I have an old Nestle's Quick that I put my stove in. And it holds this and everything. Keeps the hose from being kinked. You can't kink these too much, you'll ruin them. I take care of my gear, so it's lasted a long time. But it's almost 3 o'clock and those guys aren't down here yet. I got here about 1:30, about 1 o'clock I guess. Now I stopped and talked to Derek and Kenny for about 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. And then I stopped and showed that couple. So I burnt an hour. But I started from my car at 5:45, 6 o'clock, say. And I got up here about 1:30. I have not even put together my rods to fish yet. I don't know if I'm going to get any fishing done today, but on the way out tomorrow I will fish a little bit. Okay, I'll go through and show you some of the stuff show you all the stuff I brought. My camera. Come on. These are just empty grocery bags I carry the groceries in. I'm going to use these to tie my food up down there. Let's see. This is my phone case. This is my fly reel. Here's my fly reel. Galvin OB1. I believe I have Rio double taper or weight forward. A Rio weight forward 2-weight on there with a tapered leader and some 2-pound tippet. Let's see. Reading glasses. Here's something a lot of people can't say. This is a fishing pole named after me, after my channel. This is a penfishingrods.com Pharaoh rod, spelled just like my YouTube name with 2 R's, P-H-A-R-A-O-H. And the reel I brought for that, Allegra, 2-pound line on it. I'll be using that tomorrow on the way out. Some cord for tying stuff up. Bandana. This would be 2 extra camera batteries and a camera light. This would be toothbrush, floss, toilet paper, wet wipes, toothpaste, toothbrush, lip balm, aspirin, stuff like that. This would be my headlight and my flashlight and extra batteries. And this is, I'll open this up, this is some fishing gear. And this is a little tripod and a little water camera. in case I decided to get in the water, which that accidentally got packed in my pack. That was for a different trip. And a funny thing about this light is I found this back there hanging from a tree about a year ago. It's been on there ever since. This strap on this side broke off. It had been sitting in the sun for who knows how long, so the strap came off, but it still works. My backpack, Yole circuit, that's for my stove, that's for my reel, that's for my tarp and straps and everything, Hennessy. That's an extra bag for carrying some trout home. I have this Costco down jacket. I showed you this before. This is a tarp, Hennessy Hyperlight, underquilt, overquilt. Let's see. Bottle with some oil. Inside here I have coffees, teas, cha-cha-cha. What else do I have in there? Oh, a bag of rice. Oh, and some pancake mix. Bread, salt and pepper mixed, an orange, titanium stove I got off Amazon. Keith or Heath? Keith. MSR stove, Primus fuel, MSR kettle, Sea to Summit towel, tripod. Oh, and RL Winston 2-weight 3-piece 5-foot 6-inch fly rod. Awesome fly rod. I've caught literally thousands of fish on that. I've caught more fish on my Elkhorn 5-weight 9-foot with double taper, no, with weight forward line, floating line, and just a no-name aluminum fly reel, just click and prawl reel. On that one, the fish are literally in the tens of thousands, but I've been fishing with that for more than 30 years. I remember one fishing trip, I was in a contest with a guy and his brother, guy and his son. That guy died. Bill Grady, he's dead, long dead. And his son, I lost touch with him 20, 30 years ago. 20 years, 15 years ago. 15 years ago, lost touch with him. But I had to double their combined score for bluegill, crappie, or bass. We were fishing, they were using worms and crickets and mealworms. Redworms, mealworms, and crickets. And I was using a all-natural AP nymph. No, I was using that, and when I lost that on the lily pads, I switched over to a natural hare's ear, gold-ribbed hare's ear, size 14, I believe. And I was getting every cast. I was casting up here, that rock. Every cast I was casting, I caught. And I believe their score was 26 or something, so I had to double that at 52, and I ended up getting like something like 95 or 96, just consecutively, boom, 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 boom. At one time, I was in the streak where I caught 24 casts, 24 fish. Yeah, that pole's got a lot. Elkhorn. At the time, Elkhorn was selling the fly rods out of Bob Marriott's on Orangethorpe in Fullerton. But they don't carry them anymore. Everything went to online. Now Elkhorn's got a great store online. Now Elkhorn makes rods, reels, line, you name it. They've got a great selection, great rods. They're highly underrated company. Not a lot of people know about them out here in the West Coast. West Coast, you know, West Coast. But yeah, Elkhorn rods, awesome rods. I got the Traveler 5-piece or 4-piece? 4-piece, 9-foot, 5-weight. Awesome rod. Can't say enough about Elkhorn.